Good morning, Bulldog Nation. We're here once again in the PHS locker room. Coach Seth Parker joining me. We're here to talk about the second round of the playoffs.
That's right.
Congratulations on finding a way to beat Guntersville last week.
Thank you.
Speaking for those of us with high blood pressure and some people with heart problems, please stop doing it in such cardiac fashion.
Hey, listen, to that point, I think that's actually the only, that's the first one-score game we've won since I've been here. So I'll take it.
Absolutely. We'll take it. We'll take it all day, every day. But, man, the drama.
That was once in a lifetime, and, it's one of those deals. I think that's a night that everybody that was there will remember for the rest of their life, and I'm glad we're on the right side of it, man. It was a special night. It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah. Glad to make it to where we're still alive and still playing.
The finish of that game has gotten a ton of attention from all the media outlets, all the TV stations and everything, and it's well deserved.
Right.
The last 2 minutes of the regulation and overtime that's as good as I've seen the team play in a short burst.
Right.
It's like you took the whole second half of ARAB and just distilled it down into 2 minutes.
Well, and the amount of things that had to go right in those last 2 minutes, it was like 7, 8, or 9 things, had to go perfect, and they did. And it's just a testament to our kids and their commitment and practice and the situations that we practice, and being 100% transparent. Every single one of those situations, very specific situations, we practice every week, and we'll do it again this week. And so, we were prepared for it. We tell our kids all the time to be confident in their preparation, and they certainly were. And when that moment came, we had done it a million times, and they were ready for it. And so, when confidence meets preparation, usually good things happen, and our boys executed flawlessly. And so it's kudos to them, and hopefully a life lesson to learn that, there's second on clock, don't give up, especially if you're a Bulldog, man, we got a chance. So.
That's right. During those 2-minute drills, you had a lot more success moving the ball than we did most of the other times in the game. And a lot of that's credit to Guntersville defense. Guntersville defense. They were very solid all night. But what was it that, can you point to any single thing that made it?
Yeah, so in 2-minute drill, a lot of times, one of the bigger things is exactly what they're going to be in. So as far as them being extremely multiple or being able to do a lot of different things on defense, you can't. It kind of becomes vanilla. Again, we're in such a hurry that they've got to be in a hurry too. And so it kind of limits what they're able to do defensively. But then eventually, you kind of get in a rhythm. And like I said, they can't change a lot what they do. And we were able to hit we weren't running the same play, but running similar plays. And we were able to kind of hit Uriah on a lot of the similar in cuts. And, I think also too, it allows you to just play open and play free. There's nothing to lose, obviously. You got to let it all hang out there right then. But also for the kids, there's really no thinking. And really, it's funny because I think our identity as a team over the course of the year has really been to kind of run the ball and hammer it out and make sure we grind people out. But if you go back to the beginning of the year, what is the thing we probably do the most of, rep the most, and that's throw the ball. And that has to do with kind of what we're doing in the spring as we're kind of getting back into the groove of things. But it also has to do with 7-on-7, which you do all summer. And so we had a great 7-on-7 season, and we talked about that all year. And so some of those things have come to fruition right here at the end of the year in a 2-minute drill. And I think it also has to say that you got an 18-year-old senior quarterback that you trust and believe in, and he's got receivers that he believes in and a line blocking for him he believes in. And so it's another unforeseen thing. The offensive line was fantastic. I think we gave up a sack there late, but they were great on every other play. And there's a lot of things that go into it, but I think really to answer your question, it's the lack of variety that a defense can throw at you when you put them and they put you in a 2-minute situation.
Okay. All right. There's a lot more that we could talk about with that game and everything. The historical aspects of that win, and there's been a lot of debate this week of, is that the best win in Priceville history? Is it? And I've told multiple people, it's definitely a top 5 win, maybe top 3. Is it the best win? Well, that's up to everyone. That's up for argument with everybody. And, each class is going to have a win that they're going to hang their hat on.
Right.
This senior class has that win.
No doubt.
And I'm just proud that they have a win that they can hang their hat on like
Right.
that.
Right.
It's, once in 4 years, I think every team's going to have one of those, and I'm
Right.
glad that this team's got that. Coming back home to play the Moody Blue Devils. They're ranked number 3 in the state, and they're ranked that high for a reason. Are they as good on film as everyone says they are?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're a very good team. They're a great team, and they're very talented at every position. Offense, defense, special teams. I mean, even one of our kids asked me earlier, they got a good kicker? Yeah, they got a good kicker. They got every position. They are very well built, and we certainly have our work cut out for us this week. But I think I would say the same thing about us. Are we? We got a really good team coming to our place in the second round, but I think Moody's traveling to play a really good team in the second round too. So we told our kids the other day, everybody's going to tell you, how good this team is and all this stuff. But ultimately, we didn't stumble upon things and fall to 8-3. We're an 8-3 football team, and we believe in who we are, and we believe any given Friday night we're going, we do what we're supposed to do. We're going to win the game, and so that doesn't change this week. And again, it's certainly, I have no pause in saying they're by far the best team we've played all season. That's no critique towards any other team. We've played some really good ones, but they're certainly the best. And like you said, there's a reason they're ranked number 3. There are 2 losses, are to 7A Auburn and 7A out of Georgia, Gainesville, Georgia. Both of those teams will have a very good chance to win their own respective state championships. And so you're talking about schools that have 2,000 kids. That's who they're competing with. And of course, Moody's beaten some 6As this year that are really good teams. Historically, Helena, really good team. Oxford, traditional powerhouse. And Moody took care of both those teams. And so, yeah, really good team. So are we.
Yeah, absolutely. You get to the second round of the playoffs, there are no more Ducks.
That's right. That's right.
So you're going to play a team that's worthy of being in the second round.
No doubt. No doubt.
How do you beat a team like that?
Yeah, I think you number one, you got to go play your best game. It's going to take our best. There's no shying away from that. We talk to our kids. It's one of those deals where you go in, you play your C+ game. Yeah, you probably going to fall short. We got to go in, we got to play our A+ game, and that's part of it. But again, I think that's true for pretty much any team at this point in the playoffs. You got to go play really well. And ultimately we've got to probably shorten the game, in a lot of ways, to limit their possessions. They're very explosive on offense and be efficient on offense when we do have the ball. We're undefeated this year when we score more than 2 touchdowns or more. We're undefeated. And so, and we do that more times than not. We're pretty good on offense, average about 30 plus points a game. And, the games we've gotten beaten, we scored 7, 9, and 13. So again, you score more than 2 touchdowns, we're undefeated. And so we got to keep the ball, stay on the field, and shorten their abilities to score themselves. But ultimately, we got to go out and do what we do well, and that's run the ball, stop the run. And you do those 2 things in any game, you're gonna have a chance to win. And so, yeah, we got to go out and do those things that we do every single week, and not change much. And I've been a part of teams before where you try to change a lot based on an opponent going into a playoff week, and ultimately it just doesn't work well like that. You could revert back very quickly to what you do well and be comfortable in those things. And if your kids play fast and free and don't think, I think that's what gives you the best chance to beat a team that may have a little bit more speed than we do. And so, yeah, we got to go out and execute and play well. And again, the same truth for them.
This week, Veterans Day, got a Connected Campus Day, a lot of outside influences there, but you've still held true to a good practice schedule. How has practice been?
It's been great, man. I think I told the kids last week, well before the game, I'd do anything to coach y'all for one more week, at least one more week. And, I'm in a lot of ways begging them, do that for me, man. Do it. Come on. Y'all take care of business Friday night so we can do this one more week. And I think that message has kind of gotten through to the kids in terms of like, man, we're giddy to be back out here one more week, and each week you're earning another week. And there's something to be said for that. Obviously we're playing a game, but like it's a game within a game. You're going to earn one more week. And I think our kids are eager to do that. I think they're gung-ho about the opportunity to play a really good team in Moody. And it's been pretty cold the last 2 days, I'll tell you that. But we're able to get our work in and focus on the main thing and really have some fun out there with each other and try to get better and get 1% better each day and get ready for this game.
Rest of the week looks really good, really nice.
I know.
It gets progressively better each day.
It's going to be great.
Should be a wonderful day for football on Friday.
That's right.
This is a question I've asked in the past before. I've kind of shied away from it this year, but I'm going to go back to it. Who on the practice squad has made a really good impact?
Great question. And I appreciate you asking it because it gives me a chance to highlight the guys that have given us a great look. All right, I'm gonna say 4 guys. I have 4 in my mind. I may forget them as we go here, but I had 4 that pops in my mind. First guy I'm gonna say is Trenton Crumley. Okay, he's a freshman. He's not really a running back, but he plays running back scout team and has been fantastic. He runs hard. He's learning the position. He's learning the game that way. He's a great kid. I got him in class too. He's funny. I love him. And man, he gives us a great look, goes hard every single play. And, for us, it's hard because we don't really have a scout team running, but we don't have a freshman running back really because, our second and third team running back are Madewell and Camel, and both those guys are ultimately like starters for us. So it's hard to put them in on scout teams sometimes. Crumley's done a great job, Trenton Crumley, and I think he's going to be a really good player here when he gets older. Next guy I'm going to talk about is Boss Clemens. Boss is so close to playing a lot right now with the first team defense. And next year he's going to have an exceptional year for us. Obviously the Clemens name has had a ton of success here, and he's going to next year for sure. Can't wait for him. But he gives us such a good look on scout team because he really is a guy that probably shouldn't be on scout team. But he, in the depth we have right now, he gives us a great look over there. Phenomenal kid too, man. I love that kid. He's just fun to be around. Same goes for Bryce Montgomery. I could pretty much say the exact same thing about him as I would with Boss. He's going to be a huge part of what we do next year, especially on defense, and gives us a great look. One of our better defenders on the scout team, and man, just a yes or no sir. Does every single thing you ask. I mean, never questions it. And they, sometimes they get the wrong end of the deal on scout team, and they're just tearing it up. And the last guy, man, Trip Sibley. He's obviously been our scout team quarterback a lot of the year, but sometimes when we got to be very specific to what we're trying to run, Coach Lindley will run scout team Q, and Tripp has gone in and played receiver, and dadgummit, if we had 4 or 5 more weeks left in the season, Tripp would be in the mix at receiver, like without a doubt. That's not me blowing smoke. He's really, really talented there, and somebody that I think next year will certainly be on the field for us in one way or another. Offensively, and so he's been outstanding, gives us a great look on scout as a wideout and catches everything thrown his way. Could say the same thing about Garrett Wilson and Max Hamilton, all those guys, man. Then obviously there's your selfless linemen, Coulter Baldwin, Hudson Wegner, Keelan Collier, Griffin Fairchild. Man, proud of those guys. Connor Hightower, man, I love them, and I want them to know, and I tell them all the time, our scout team guys, all 57 of our guys are so important to us winning every game. And I was so happy for our team to get to experience what they experienced last Thursday night because it's a connection they'll have with each other forever. But also for those freshmen that have worked so hard. I mean, you don't play a lot on Fridays. You don't get much of the lore, and you get to run out there and storm the field in a playoff game with the dudes you love, man. Doesn't get any better than that. So it's just a lot of good feelings around here right now, man, and we want to keep it going as long as we can.
Absolutely. That you talk about storming the field and the exuberance and the joy that comes with that. You guys have bought another week, not just for the team, but for the community. Mm-hmm. Another week for the community to come together at Bulldog Stadium and show those players and those coaches and the band and the cheerleaders all of the appreciation that you've earned throughout the entire season. And I can't wait for one more night. Mm-hmm. And thank you to that. Thank you, Coach. Thank you to the players. Thank you to the coaches. And, we just appreciate all the hard work that y'all have put in throughout the entire season just to get us one more week.
Well, I appreciate that. And it does take a lot of hard work, man. I don't think people realize how hard it is to win, how easy it is to lose. But when I say hard work, I'm not, I'm a grown man that gets to coach a kid's game. And so I'm not really talking about myself. I'm talking about the kids, man, the hard work. I was kind of thinking about that at practice today. It's so cold. We're in game 13, ultimately, if you count the jamboree. You got a bye week in between. So week 14, and these kids are out here. They don't miss a practice. They're out here putting their bodies on the line every day. I know they're hurting. Some of them don't feel good. And, man, I'm thankful to them. And like you said, thank you. You're thanking us, man. Don't thank me. Don't thank any of these coaches. I'm thankful to the coaches, but don't thank any of them, man. Don't thank us. It's about the kids and the work that they have put in, and they've earned it. And I told them what you just said to me. I told them that too. Thank you. I told them Thursday night when we got back, man, with tears in my eyes, thank you for what you did tonight, because you gave me and everybody in here and everybody at the stands the memory of a lifetime. And, you don't want to make it so dramatic because you want to move on to next week and go. But sometimes it is okay to sit back and see, moments like that aren't going to happen a lot, man. And I know everybody that was in the stadium will remember that night for the rest of their life. And for me, I'll remember this team for the rest of my life and the growth we've had this year. And, man, it was a cherry on top. No, it wasn't a cherry on top on Thursday. It was just the icing, because we still have some sprinkles and a cherry to go on top of all that. So we got more in front of us. We want to keep achieving, but it was special, man, and I'm glad to be a part of it, and I'm just thankful to these kids, man. They've given me the ride of a lifetime this season, and love them to death. Love them.
I do want to bring up one thing, though. How about that crowd on Thursday night?
Gosh,
I mean, an hour drive to a hostile environment. Mm-hmm. You're playing the number 8 team in the state, and the visiting crowd outnumbers the home crowd.
Crap, yeah, man. We dominate. If we're talking about a win, our crowd dominated Guntersville. Priceville dominated Guntersville on Friday night or Thursday night in a lot of ways, and I'm proud of it. And our crowd was exceptional, and getting to experience that with everybody there was that made it so special. And our student section, gosh, I'm so thankful to those kids, so proud of them. And we had to quiet them down. We got on offense and overtime, and you want it to be like that. It's a good problem to have. And it's funny, and I say this I'm totally kidding, but there are some parents now have said to me that either they or somebody they were sitting with in the stands when I was calling timeouts with about 2.5 minutes left were like, come on, coach, come on, coach, let's let this thing end. And I bet they're glad that I called those timeouts, man, because you got to do that. You always got to show the kids we're going to fight till the bitter end, and there was no question I was going to do that. I totally understand that sentiment, but in a coach's mind and a competitor's mind, that's never going to be the case, and we're going to call them no matter what. So, it's funny how it happened. I can't say that I necessarily predicted that would happen, but I will say I believe, man, and I think our kids believed. And if we got a second on the clock, we prepare to win, and we're going to pour it all out there. And
you keep coaching to win. We'll keep cheering to win.
Hey, I get it, man. I get it. But somebody told me that on Sunday, and I laughed, and they were like, "Man, we told him after the game, aren't you glad he called the timeout?" So, it wasn't like I did something profound or anything. I was just,
You were coaching to win.
Coaching to win. We're going to give it all we got.
Do.
That's right.
That's what you got to do. In Bulldog Nation, we've got to cheer to win. So be there Friday night, 7 o'clock, round 2 of the playoffs. Moody's going to bring a crowd. They're going to bring every bit as many people as we can stuff in that stadium. Let's make our home side standing room only. Be loud. Be proud. Show these Bulldogs how much you appreciate one more week. And then they'll go out and they'll earn us one more week.
That's right. That's right.
Coach, thank you for everything.
Thank you, man.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.